Maybe this guy does know what he's talking about. What's up everybody, Gavin here. We're gonna do a Mike Mentzer style chest workout today. We're gonna do 3 different supersets. Should only take us about 30-40 minutes, so check out what I got coming up next. All right guys, so first things first, warm up our shoulders. So, keeping the elbow in tight, swinging it out, feeling that tightness in the front of your shoulder. I'm gonna go 20 per side. I've already lost count.
14.
I said it's 10. All right, we're ready to go. All right, warm-up set number 1. We are gonna be supersetting today a bench supported cable chest fly. We're gonna go immediately into a cable chest press. Now, if you'll come around this way, you'll see the bench is upright, but it's like a very high incline, not quite 90 degrees. The reason for that is I prop myself up against the bench and swoop in for the move. Makes it just a tiny bit of a decline, and that's really going to contract the pecs very nicely. So, warm it up with about 5 reps of each, upping our weight to our working weight. This is probably the only exercise we'll be doing a few sets on. Everything else is 1 set. So nice, smooth and controlled, like you're hugging a squishy cube. That feels good. Now we're going to a little press. There we go. 4 and 4. We'll take about 30 seconds, do another warm-up set, and we'll get to the main course. Set number 2, coming right up. Again, we've increased the weight. Gonna go for 4 or 5 reps of each. Get those shoulders squeezed back, pressed into the bench. Chest nice and out, nice big stretch. Closing the gap between the elbows. Squeezing your biceps into the side of your chest. Now you don't have to open up your hands like I do. I just like to do that, it gives me a nice cue, makes me feel like I'm clapping. All right, 4 is good. 4 presses. All right, I'm feeling pretty warm. All right, here we go. So, goal is 11 reps on the fly and 2 or 3 on the press when we're done. Pray for me. Here we go. All right, nice smooth delivery. We don't want to rush the reps. Quality over quantity. Get ourselves nice and set. Here we go.
Sick and tired of the whole damn thing, yeah. Stick a move in the ring. You can hit me with the words you fling. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no. Be lucky if I stick around. Maybe foolish, but I ain't a clown. No, no, no. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no. Got the belt like a king, heavyweight champion of the whole damn thing, yo. Full of gas, full of steam, and hide you're the evil twin. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no. You're never gonna keep me down. You're gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down.
Oh no.
You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no. Be lucky if I stay.
Oh, it's 10 and a half.
But I ain't a clown. No, no, no. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no.
Well, we got 10 and a half. We didn't get any presses. But sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So technically we'll mark that up to an improvement and just move on. We're done. That's all we had to do. You hit it, you quit it, you move on. Whew. Oh. Oh. Whew. I actually put the 0.5s. Like when I think I like kind of had a rep, just couldn't get it cleanly or something, I count that. Because if I don't fail at the bottom, it means I might have gotten stronger. You know? If you write down that you got a little stronger, it'll make you feel a little stronger. You know, that's gonna put a big fat 1 there. I'm gonna put rough because that was like you just kind of did it because I could. Yeah, here we go. So we did a couple warm-up sets. That was the top set for that. We got 2 more supersets, and they're probably gonna, I might do 1 quick little feeler warm-up set, but we got 2 more sets to do, so let's do them. All right, so this is what I call it a pyramid press, and I'm kneeling and I'm leaning back a little. But what I'm doing is I'm letting my elbows come apart, and then I'm coming up to there. You notice I don't come all the way up. It's fine to come all the way up, but that's gonna involve the shoulders. It can be more of a multi-joint, full upper body movement, whatever. Whereas here, you don't get much stretch, but as the elbows come apart, I'm stretching that pec a little, and I'm trying to bring the elbows together and contract them. So somewhere around here, right, with my elbows still bent, is my maximum point. So as I'm coming down, they stretch apart, and then I try to drive them together. Now the key here, I'm not just holding this like this. I'm creating that tension between my wrists, kind of like if you push your hands together like this, you feel that squeeze in your chest. And the reason I do this exercise is just to make sure I get a good hard contraction. There is no middle chest muscle, but if there was and you're doing this exercise right, you should literally feel like you're building that line in your chest. I don't go too heavy on this, I go purely by feel, and I pair it with a stretch move, which we're gonna do over here. Oh. Okay, folks, so we're gonna do a low incline dumbbell fly. Why a low incline? That's what just feels best for me. You can do flat, you can do decline, you can do higher incline. Whatever feels best for you. I just think this is a bit safer on my shoulders. A flat fly, well, great for stretching out the chest. Just feels a bit compromising on my shoulders. And I feel like I get a good stretch here now. A lot of people don't like dumbbell flies for the fact that you get a good stretch, but you really can't get a great contraction because obviously as we come up through here, we're not fighting much gravity. That's why I pair it with that exercise. Now, I didn't do dumbbell flies for a while because of that, but I'll tell you, these are a great exercise for really getting that stretch and opening up that chest. We'll do a quick little couple rep warm-up set, and then we'll get ready for the real deal. Now, you notice with a fly, what's very important is how you begin it. So you're at the top, you let the weights drift apart, and your elbows adapt as you get deeper. Now the weights kind of drift out, get a good stretch, and then contract. Now there's nothing wrong with a fly press, but what you see lots of people doing is they kind of fly like this. Which is a perfectly acceptable move, but you gotta remember what we're trying to do with different moves here. A press is the best way to overload your chest with the most amount of weight. A fly is the best way to create the most distance and the most tension with that distance of those muscles between, what is this, the origin? Is that the origin? Whatever. The origin and the insertion, whichever one comes, the muscle goes from here to here. That's all you really need to know. And when we do a fly, if we go into that press position, we're in a stronger position. Your fly, in a general sense, should be weaker than your press because you're putting your shoulder and everything in a more vulnerable position in order to stretch your chest. I'll summate this by saying this. This is why I said how you begin is so important, because if at the very bottom of your fly, if being out here is uncomfortable on your shoulders, I don't mind if you're in a pressy place. But what I want is those elbows coming together in a hugging motion, and I want them releasing in a way that optimizes that stretch. Because if we're just doing this, that's fine, but that's a press. And when we're doing a press, we're looking more at the weight we're moving than we are at the motion of the chest. Whereas when we're doing a fly, it's really about maximizing that stretch on the chest. Hope that made sense. So first things first, press them up. Get that chest nice and high. Squeeze your butt, squeeze every other muscle available to you. Keep yourself steady. Ooh. Ooh. See.
12 rounds, ding ding. Sick and tired of the whole damn thing, yeah. Stick a move in the ring. You can hit me with the words you fling now.
There.
You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no. Be lucky if I stick around. Maybe foolish, but I am. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, 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 no. Got the bag like a king. Heavyweight champion of the whole damn thing, yo. Full of gas, full of spin. Check and let 'em ride, you're the evil twin. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no. You're never gonna keep me down. 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 No, no, no. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. No, no, no.
Few seconds. Remember, don't take anything anybody says as gospel. But that being said, what do I want? 10 of these? I don't think I can do 2. Now this is an exercise. You'll always be able to do more, but make sure you can feel it. Not every exercise is a feeler, but this one definitely is. Because if you're not feeling it, your shoulders and triceps are doing it. Oh, that's it. Woo. There we go. That was pretty much the workout. We're gonna do one more set of exercises, but they're not gonna be that heavy. So really, if you want a heavy duty pec build and chest workout, you pretty much just saw it right there. I hope that was as good for you as it was for me. I like to do this mobility exercise at the end that I think is just good and it gets a different stretch on the chest. And then I do something I call it a cross-body front raise. And it's basically just about really shortening that pec under a little bit of a heavy load. And you'll notice when I do them, I only basically come to, it's just above my hip, but it's basically, I'm not doing this. There's a reason I'm not doing this. Now, it's not like my chest won't get a nice contraction all the way through, but similar to that kneeling pyramid press, we're targeting our chesties right now. Now, my chest is basically most involved in crossing the body. Once I've gone this far, I've pretty much crossed my body as much as I can. So anything up there is gonna be a lot more recruitment of my shoulder. It's raising my shoulder. So I'm not really focused on getting those weights out. I'm focused on getting them across. We're gonna pair that with a move I call around the worlds on the regular 45-ish degree incline here. Just how I like to finish up. Give the chest a nice stretch. So here we go. Getting yourself into position just like you would for a strong movement. I just realized I had the bench too low. All right, starting again. This one, I like the regular incline height. That's sort of second notch on most benches you'll find in the gym. Because if you go too low, you'll feel too much tension on your shoulders while you do it, whereas there's like a perfect spot where you keep most of it on the chest. There's no set number of reps, but usually I aim somewhere between 8 and 12. You don't want to just go heavier just because you can go heavier on this. It's more of a mobility exercise than anything. All right. Easy 12. Just take enough time to write that down. And immediately, last exercise of the day, we got 30s last week for 26, so minimum of 12 total here, alternating back and forth. Oh, 16 feels good enough today, so you can see that all we're going for here is we're shoving the side of that bicep sort of into the side of our boob, and you see how that muscle just shortens. Again, an exercise, I could have done another 20 reps if I wanted, but I've been feeling in my shoulders, my traps all over. So that one's got a bit of a swing to it. You allow a little bit of momentum because you're just trying to overload each side of that boobs with just a lot of tension under some heavy load. So there we go. That's Gavin's Mike Mentzer style chest workout for today. We probably completed that in about 40 minutes with setting up shots and everything, maybe less. So there you go. Like, comment, subscribe below, and check out what I got coming up in the future.